So you rolling? Right. You rolling?
Rolling.
You rolling. Sean, you good? You ready? AKA Hits from the Streets.
We rocking.
You rocking? I threw it back with the Hits from the Streets, man. Yo, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy ExZachly, Exactly My Point podcast. It's episode 8, man. You know, I'm back in the kitchen cooking it. Got my homies in here and I got a special guest. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves this time. Everybody is already vibe, we good, we chilling. So I don't have to do that this time. You already know who my co-host is. I'm gonna let him speak for himself.
And we rocking. It's Sean Major, Exactly My Point podcast. Before we get started, I want to give a quick shout out to my boy Jerron Moore with the Say It Loud clothing apparel that I'm rocking with the T today. So make sure y'all check him out on IG and his website. So you want to go to sayitloud.shop. On IG and on the internet to cop yours, man. Go and support the movement.
Miss Jared.
What up?
Yeah.
I'm Miss Jared.
Nah, I'm not even gonna do it like that. This is the first time where I put her on the spot because she's been talking stuff all night. But I have a fellow classmate here, a fellow Bulldog alum. You know, GHS is repping the building, but she is also a owner of the Brown Sugar Cookie Company. So we about to tap in with that a little bit and talk to her about how she's been doing her thing in the kitchen cooking as well. But the most important thing today, man, this topic is what we're gonna get into is the over-sexualization of Black women. You know what I'm saying? With Women's Month right around the corner, I think I had to dedicate an episode to my sisters out there, to my queens out there. So we're gonna get into it, man. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right, so what's up, man? This is episode 8. We back in the kitchen cooking. It's your boy ExZachly. You already know how I do. I got the homie Sean Majors. I got the homie Miss Jared in here. We're gonna talk about a few things today. So first and foremost, how's everybody doing?
Man, living, man.
Doing all right?
Doing all right? What you sipping in that cup, man? What you got in that cup, man?
A little wine.
Little wine?
Just a little red.
Nothing much. Well, I feel that. I feel that. What you got, Sean?
We stick to the locals, so it's Boulevard only. You know, right
Boulevard
now.
only.
We're doing our thing, so. Yep.
All right, man.
And water.
In water? Oh, yeah, man, look.
Was there a last time?
Yeah, okay, so, man, you know what I'm saying? We need to address the elephant in the room, right? You know, last time we was on camera, it got a little intense, you know, with the child support episode. So, you know, first and foremost, if we offended anybody, we do apologize. You know, me and my guy, we kind of argue like that all the time. Like the saying says, iron sharpens iron. So, you know, that was just a moment that we have all the time, but you guys were able to catch it on camera. So, you know, it's love and respect from here on out. So, you know, my guys on the water tonight, we keeping it cool. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to give y'all a good performance, free of all the hostility, nothing but love and affect. You know what I'm saying? In the spot tonight. So, Ms. Jerry, what's up with you?
Man, I'm just chilling.
Just chilling?
Doing work, doing my cookies.
How's the cookie business?
Listen, the cookie business has been great.
It's booming?
Listen.
Trap is jumping?
I don't want to say jumping. It's kind of like doing a little hop, 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 hop. I'm just doing that. But I mean, I'm keeping busy.
That's what's up. Go ahead and give yourself a plug right there.
IG is Brown Sugar, SUGAH, Cookie KC. That's me. On IG and on Facebook. And that's where I'm at. You can check out all my cookies. You can order cookies. And I can send you what you need to get done, you know.
Man, so, I mean, if you got birthday parties, slumber parties, see y'all be out here doing a little pole dancing parties, you know, bar mitzvahs, cookouts, whatever the case may be. Graduation is around the corner, you know what I'm saying? Weddings, all that. The homie got you.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? As for me, what I got, man, you know, I got some things brewing. I've been in the kitchen cooking, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell y'all what I'm doing. You know, I'm in the kitchen cooking, so look out for some apparel. You may see me in a few different states. May see me on a few different shows and a few different venues, but, you know, we'll speak on that when it happens. We're going to manifest it, though. Yes, sir. We definitely going to manifest it, but, you know, Exactly My Point podcast is definitely in the building. So I say we get right into it. You know what I'm saying? We've had some pretty decent episodes. We've talked about a lot of good things, but I think this one is one that really needs to be talked about with everything that's you have going on. You have the Lori Harvey situation going on. You got the silhouette challenge going on. You got the bust it challenge going on, and
you got a lot of challenges.
You got a lot of challenges, man. You got a lot of challenges, man. So seriously, what we wanted to get into is the over-sexualization of Black women. I think that this is a topic that should be near and dear and more prevalent in the Black community, being that our women, the Black women, are the givers and nurturers of life, we need to do a better job of respecting them. Some will argue that Black women may need to do a better job of respecting themselves. So, you know, of course, we're going to get into all that on my platform. We're going to talk about this. We're going to keep it 100. We're going to be transparent. But definitely we want to be educational and informative as well as being funny.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, when you think about the over-sexualization of Black women, I think the key word in that is sexualization. You know, you hear the word sex. So if I ask you, Sean, I'm going to start with you. Mm-hmm. If I asked you your definition of sexualization, how would you describe that?
I would say like what a third party places value on when it comes to sex, whether that be through media, posters, any advertisement, or just what the people are able to see from a standpoint when it comes to sex. Also, your interpretation,
right,
on what that might be. So, you know, mine is going to be differently, obviously, from you two guys, but I think right now just the standard in the culture is what do you view yourself as being sexual? So,
Ms. Jared, I asked you the same question. If I asked you, what is your definition of sexualization? You know, how would you define that?
I think for me, sexualization is taking something that's not sexual at all and making it into something that is then become a sexual thing. Meaning, you take.
Came in swinging, bro.
I mean, if you take something that's totally not in a sexual form and then you make it that way, and then if you say over sexualized, you make it over what it's supposed to be. If people take a cucumber.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we had the cucumber challenge.
I mean, those are not sexual in nature, but when you sexualize them and you make them what they are, then that's what people reference them to.
Okay.
Every time you see eggplant, you automatically think, okay.
Can't even go to the grocery store.
And what kind of degree she say she had?
Right.
She had mass media communication. She can't swing. I respect that though. That's what's up though. You know what I'm saying? Me, I think about it as just how you perceive sexually and how are things perceived sexually. Like you said, a lot of us, when I say us, I mean our generation, our culture, we over-sexualize everything. Like you said, like she just mentioned, like, and that was a very great point. Like eggplant, you know what I'm saying? And the cucumbers, like, oh my God, when you think of those, like now you actually have to put those in the realm of, that's actually kind of sexual. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what's crazy. And I think when you look at that and you think about our definitions and how we all have different definitions, we'll definitely have different perspectives on the over-sexualization of Black women or the sexualization of Black women. But I think this is a conversation that needs to be had because Black women have always been in the forefront of everything. You know, we've addressed that on our show before, how Black women have always been in the forefront anytime there's an issue, and not just within the Black community. And that's what makes Black women so special. It's not just about the issues that they come with, you know, in the Black community that they're in the forefront for. It's all issues about humanity. So I think, you know, we have to spotlight, you know, how the Black women, you know, how Malcolm X has said, you know, is the most disrespected person, you know, on the face of this earth. And when you think about that and the sexualization of Black women, you definitely have to start with the history and where it derived from. This is not something that is new to our culture. This is something that has been prevalent in our culture for years. And it didn't start with us glorifying it. It started with the slave industry. And how white men would, you know, rape Black women and give them this stigma that, you know, they're freaks, you know, they're over-sexualized. And so I have to go out there and I have to tame them and I have to make sure that they're going to produce good babies and things of that nature. When really it wasn't the Black woman, you know, who was over-sexualizing herself. It was the slave master who had a sex problem. So, you know, doing my research from this, and Sean, you and I have talked about it, and I'm pretty sure Ms. Jared, you're versed with who Sarah Bartman is. So, you know, I took some notes, and forgive me for not having them in the Cliff Note fashion. You know, I opened up my journal, I do some writing, so, you know, I took some little notes, but that helps me, you know, to gather my thoughts for the show. You know, so I tried to be on point and make sure that any content that I give out, you can fact check. You know, I don't want to just be out here misleading the people and using my platform in the wrong direction. So for the people who do not know, Sarah Baartman was the first Black woman to be sexualized in the media per se. She was born in 1789 and she died in December the 29th on 1815. Why Miss Baartman is so relevant is because Miss Baartman, for lack of a better words, how we would describe a woman nowadays, she was a stallion. She was thick. The Europeans weren't used to seeing a woman, with that type of figure. So to them, it was weird, strange, henceforth the term freakish. She was a freak. Oh man, where is she from? But little do they know is that women at that time suffered, as well as Miss Baartman, suffered from a disease called, I can't even pronounce it, but it sounds like it's called steatopegia. And what that is actually a overdevelopment of the thigh muscle and the buttocks muscle. So for me, like being an athlete, you see, your track runners, your volleyball players, a lot of them naturally are built that way, especially the African American ones. And I'm not trying to, over-sexualize the Black. I'm just using it as an example. Like when, they're in their uniform, you can just tell, like, man, she looks very athletic. That actually is, for some, that actually is a medical condition. Yep. So because of that, what happened was Miss Baartman was actually paraded around not just South Africa. She was also paraded around Great Britain and the UK as basically a freak show. Her name went from being Sarah Baartman to Sarah Nior. Yeah. So I had to look what that was, and you kind of schooled me on that. Could you school them on what the word Nior means?
Yeah, it means black. So it's the European term for black. So acknowledging her, not even as her full last name, but just totally transition that over to something that could be racist. You know what I mean? In that time,
right?
Calling her Sarah Black.
Right, and then they had another term that they called them was Hottentot. Kind of sounds like hot to trot.
Hot to trot.
I don't want to, put the two and two together. I don't know if that's any correlation, but that's the first thing that you think about when you hear somebody say, "Oh, she's too hot to trot."
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Could that be from that? But Hottentot was a term used in South Africa to describe the non-indigenous people of that country. It later became like a racial epithet, you would say. And so people tried to stay away from it. But if you recall that, it would be, the same like being called a nigger. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So just to erase her whole history. So just think about that. We think about that as a man, not only, okay, as a slave, they take you from your land, wherever you're from. They strip you of your name. Now you're getting stripped of your name again. So the name that the slave master gave you, Baartman, they're changing that from Baartman to Black, and now you're just really, really a piece of property that will be paraded around for people to look at her butt. Now, Ms. Jarrett, you've been the woman on the stage. Like, when you first hear things like that, like, how does that make you feel as a woman? Like, just knowing, like, since the beginning of time, the Black woman has gone through so much.
I mean, being a Black woman, it hurts. To know that, as you said in the beginning, the whole thing about, and it's called, a lot of it's called Jezebel theory, is where a woman is being treated as not as a person, but as a sexual being, as a sexual object. And like you said, it started back in slave days. So slave women, Black women, were treated as this over-sexualized person because they were always pregnant. Black women at that point were always pregnant. Why were they always pregnant? Oh, they got that insatiable, they want to have sex, they want to do this. Because their slave masters were raping them. So they were always pregnant. So yeah, they love to have sex because they always do this. So for me to see that and hear that, even back in the beginning of time, it's like, they never respected us. They never respected us. So there's no wonder when we have times like this and in 2021, when we are out there and we are trying to be the independent women that we are, and we're doing things like women are coming out with songs like WAP, that men are like, Y'all already sexualizing yourself. Y'all already doing yourself. Y'all already doing this to yourself. We just trying to be independent in the things that we've been doing. Yep. Not to say that I'm not a Christian woman and I'm not doing those. I'm like, but it's like, how can we take back our own sexuality? How can we take it back so that it's respectable? Because the only thing that people see about us is our sex. You don't see me as a woman. You don't care that I'm intelligent. You don't care that I've been to college. You don't care the things that I've done. You care about what I look like. Am I 10? Do I look like this? Does my hair look like that? Does my skin look like that? Do I do that? That's all that we are. In the beginning stages of meeting a person, that's what we are. So for me, it's like, this is what we've been doing for this long?
Yeah, for that long. I mean, and it gets worse. It gets worse. So after Miss Bartman passed in 1815, she wasn't buried. Her remains were put on display at in a museum, I want to say in either France. Yes, it's France. In a museum in France until 1974.
Correct. Over 100 years.
She wasn't buried officially until 2002.
And you got to go into depth too, because you got to think, like, when you saying her remains, they had her skeleton absent from her physical flesh. Her vaginal part in a jar available to see for these people. Her female organs were placed in a jar to be viewed. Her skeleton and her physical body flesh wrapped around a mannequin like mummy style for people to be able to view for over 100 years.
And then she was finally buried.
2002.
So another almost 25 years later, 25 plus years later, she's officially buried. Like, wow. And like, when you think of that, okay, so like how that makes me feel as a black man, like that definitely makes me question, do I respect black women enough? And it's not to say that I'm a disrespectful man, but it's just like, damn, like, am I really like giving the sisters their just due? Like just hearing that. Now I understand that men went through things as well, and I'm not trying to put the two and two together. This is definitely on the women today. The focus is on the women today. So it's just like, damn, like as a black man, like, am I really being like a protector, a gatekeeper for black women? You know what I'm saying? Like when you really think about that, like, damn, like, am I really being a gatekeeper? Like she went through all that. And she ain't the only one though. You feel me? So it's like, damn, am I really a gatekeeper? Like, am I really doing my due diligence as their brother, as their king, so to say, like a black woman? So that kind of leads me into the next question, right? Which, thank you for that information, Ms. Jared. I appreciate it. She came in with the hooks. Man, swinging, right? That's what we like. All right, so how you see, you know, now that we know the history, you know, like of the black woman and, you know, how the over-sexualization began, you know, how does that affect how women are viewed today? And I know you touched on it already, Ms. Jared, so I'm going to tap in with Sean. Knowing that, how do you think black women are viewed today based off, you know, now that we've really dug into the history?
I think it's a couple pieces to this, and the first thing is admiration of the black woman, and not necessarily from black woman to black woman perspective, but anybody that's not black, they copy. I mentioned when we talked earlier, man, look at the women on Baywatch.
Flat booties.
Flat booties. Were they built? Did they have stature? The things that white men like and was considered natural didn't look like our black women. So the admiration for bigger breasts, larger thighs, nice ass, things of that nature, thick, even to the hair. You know, it's like our culture when it comes to black women has been robbed and stolen and been put, when it comes to white women as that's okay to, you know, get weave.
Like the Kardashians, like, bro, okay, so I'm glad you said that. I didn't know white women wore weave till I was like in college.
Really?
I thought it was only black women that wore them. Now, mind you, I didn't have too many female friends who were white. You know, just being at our school, it was enough black people to hang with the blacks. You know what I'm saying? Did we have to, you know, intertwine at times? Yes, we did. But I mean, I could go when you think about it, weeks and months. If you didn't play a sport, you really didn't have to talk to no.
That's correct.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I didn't know that until a couple of my homegirls had to school me like, what? White girls wear more weave than black women. I was like, man, you lying.
Yeah.
It was like, no, like for real.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my damn.
Yep.
Like I really had to unlearn some things. And it's not like I grew up in a household where black women aren't valued. Please believe my mom makes sure that black women are at the top of all the lists at the crib. You know, her famous saying was, if she can't use your comb, don't bring her home. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what my mom was. Like early on, like she told me early on, like, you're gonna need a black woman as your wife. Yep. You're gonna need a strong woman to be your backbone, to hold you down, to be with you through thick and thin. I'm like, oh, okay, well, like it is, you know what I'm saying? So that was really a culture shock for me. So like you're saying, like the admiration, and then you see the Kardashians, and they're not the only ones. Mm-hmm. Now they want bigger lips. Yep. You know, they want bigger butts. They want bigger breasts. You know, they want to use the terminology. Yeah. You know, they want to be seen with the upper echelon blacks. Mm-hmm. And it's almost sad that now to a point, we go to them for validation.
Most definitely.
It's like, if you
copying it ain't real.
Right. Like, shoot, man, if you want to get on, man, go get your Kardashian. Yeah. Like, after that, like, you going to be up. So it's just like, man, you know, like, they get more value being fake than the black women get being real. Yeah. So it's like, when you look at it now, like you touched about songs like WAP, it almost puts a person like me in the catch-22, because it's like, yeah, I want to respect black women, I do, but then like, how am I supposed to respect the black woman that'll get on there and talk about WAP, which we know what it stands for? Yeah. Or every time I look up, you're involved in a silhouette challenge, or a cucumber challenge, or a busted challenge. Like, how am I really supposed to protect you? How am I really supposed to be your gatekeeper if you don't respect yourself?
So let me take it back for you. So let me take it back for you, being in middle school and high school, and you have these rules about what you can wear and how you can wear it and things like that. So for the white girls, short shorts, they gonna fall a little lower. Yeah. For me, they're gonna fall a little higher. For a crop top, it's gonna fall a little lower for a white girl. For me, I got breasts. I've been double D since I was in middle school. It's gonna fall a lot higher. So those things that we've been told, you can't do this, you can't wear that, you can't do that. Black women, because we are a little bit thicker in the waist, because we are a little bit thicker in the butt, because we are a little bit thicker in the breast, we've been dealing with that for a long time. So by the time we're 18, we've been told, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't wear that, that's too sexual. Where somebody else puts it on, it's perfectly fine. It's totally okay. So by the time we hit 2021 and somebody comes out with a song like WAP, women are like, liberate. Like, we've been waiting on this for a long time. Like, it's nothing against, like, men been talking about sex and having sex and doing this for a long time, and nobody gets on them about what they do. So then when a woman comes out with a song like WAP, and you saying our silhouette challenge, and we are being happy about what we got, like, it's ours. Like, most of us, it's ours. Like, we didn't go buy it. Like, we didn't have to go do what the Kardashians did. We didn't have to get our lips plump. We didn't have to get fake butts. We didn't have to get fake breasts. It's ours. So, I'm glad that you touched on that. So, like, if it's y'all's, why are so many women gravitating to doing that? Like, going to go, like, enhance everything. Because I would think, like, if you took a consensus with most men, they like the stretch marks. Let me stop you. You like to take home the stretch marks. That's what you got at home. But everything that you like, every other third picture that you like on your social media, is gonna be the chick that got the fake, that's got the enhanced breasts.
But we don't. But we don't know that, like, cause it's not like a lot of them are transparent. Like, oh yeah, I got work done. Yeah. Like a lot of us guys, we'll just keep it real. A lot of us guys, when we share those in like our little group chats, it'd be hard to be like, bro, did she got work done? Is that real? And like you can't tell.
But that's what you like.
I mean, we like thick women in general.
I mean, but if that's what you like, and you liking it, and if a woman is trying to get where people like it, then what do you think they're gonna do?
I don't know what they're gonna do.
I mean, if a woman is like, this is what they like, this is what they like.
But it shouldn't be about what we like. It should be about like what you like.
We are 100% visual creatures. Please don't say it's not about what we like. because everything that you see is what you see. Meaning you can talk to a girl on the phone like, damn, her voice sound good than a bug. And if you see her and she look like Freddie Jackson, you be like, busted. Like, we not doing that.
But it's twofold though. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's twofold. It's twofold. It's the same way for a guy. Like,
it's not the same way for a guy.
It is, as far as
a guy can take his shirt off and not have X's across the front of his picture.
It's not. I get that, but it's not my fault. I don't have breasts, so I'm not saying that you can't do it. I also be like, damn, you know that you shouldn't. You know what lights this push you in. So, like, if you do doing it, like,
but
what do you want me to do now?
Who are you to tell a person she shouldn't do?
I didn't say she couldn't. I'm just saying, like, what light do you want me to view you in now? Because we also have to,
don't like that picture, though.
But we also have to understand perception to a certain extent is reality. How you are perceived is how you will be judged.
Right.
If that's not the case, then why do we get dressed up to go on a job interview?
But are we not visual people, regardless?
I'm just saying. So
but are we not visual people? So if a person wants likes, and if we are in a hyper social media state where everybody is all about likes and all about this and all about that, then you gonna do what you need to get your likes.
I think what she don't know is like the intent. Like if your intention is to gain what these other people may have, the likes, comments, shares, and all that, then cool. But some people intention, like from a male perspective, look at what you attracting in that facet. Is he with you because what you have as far as the outer appearance, or is he with you for what you bring to the table up top, above the shoulders? You know what I mean? So for me, I think it's the intention of what you're saying. If I want a guy that wants somebody to look like this, it's probably some money that's gonna come after that. You know what I mean? Some people don't care, but I think it's the true intention of the man. And I think we are looking for that 10 or that she taking her clothes off on social media. But I think what's kind of missed is we feel like that also comes with loyalty in that relationship. In some regards, I may view that as like, okay, cool. Body's there, paid for or not. Face is there. Breasts are there. All of there. I didn't like, share. Now I'm in the DM. We rolling. But the perception that you gave off to me and we conversating in my DM, that's really all I want. If I come home and you can't cook, clean, manage your money, have no business, then that physical exterior that you invested in, that you thought I was really attracted to, that's all that's gonna be. It's physical. That's what I was attracted to at that moment. Mm-hmm. But I think that's where it gets.
That's what I'm saying. It becomes a conundrum because I'm not saying that you should disrespect strippers or they don't deserve love, or a woman who has an OnlyFans doesn't deserve. I'm not saying that. Yep. But it becomes like if my partner is a representation of me and I take on that, how am I viewed now? Where is my worth at? Yep. Because now people are going to view me for what my partner does. Like, damn, your girl in the industry. Yeah. Like, you cool with that? Like, she be getting tossed around. And it's the same thing for women, and I know they have to deal with it as well. Like, a dude in the industry. And that's one of the unfair double standards that we're in. Yeah. It is, machismo for a guy to be slept, I slept with all this. Like, the Futures do get praised. The Russell Wilsons do get laughed at.
But the Lori Harveys get laughed at, too.
That's true.
I've seen her getting more praise than I have getting laughed at. I've seen her get laughed at.
Just because of, who was it that posted something about, is this what you want your daughter to grow up to be?
Boosie?
Yeah. Is this what you want your daughter to
be? But the caveat to that was, and I talked about that, the caveat to that was, a lot of people jumped on Boosie and it was like, well, look how many baby mamas you got. And I was like, a lot of us are going to miss the message because of the messenger. Yeah. Like, he has a daughter. So maybe it is a little different for him. So he said, my daughter can't be on my Instagram page because I make music for adults. I do entertainment for adults. Yeah. But I wouldn't want my daughter to be in the industry and what I've seen done. Mm-hmm. I would understand that. Yeah. But then I would understand, if we're going to be real, if his daughter gravitated to that. I grew up around that. That's all I know. Yeah. So it was like, it does become a sticky situation. Am I ever going to say a black woman should be disrespected? No. But some of the things that we see on social media now, it does make it hard for her to gain the respect of not just her peers, other women, but from some men. Yeah. Not all men are attracted to that. A lot of us are, like you said, we're visual. That shit does look good.
Everybody's visual.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody is visual.
That shit looks good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that does. Like, bro, you see that? Bro, you see how she was doing that? Bro, it does look good. But I wouldn't take that home to my mama. And my mama gotta ask her, hey, what you do for a living? You know what I'm saying?
But okay, so take that out and put that into a professional woman. Okay? A professional woman who She got a good job. She educated. She got all this wonderful stuff going for her. She posts a picture. She got her little sweater, a little turtleneck on. She got a little face in the camera. Hey, praise God. Whatever she do. 15 likes.
Lies.
This is facts.
No, lies. Because I seen Ro, the old head.
Go out on a Friday night, her and her girlfriends, and she got a little get 'em girl dress on and kick it and 150 likes, 5 people in her DM, 3 people done called her that she used to mess with, all of this stuff. And I'm telling you this from personal experience.
I totally get that, but there are some women out there, when you scroll on Instagram, they got 1,000 likes and they ain't showing no ass. So it's
what they doing?
What do they do?
They model. They have their own clothing boutique.
But they're in the industry. she mentioned
It's a business page. So you saying it's a business page?
She mentioned
it's
a
a business
teacher.
page.
No,
professional person.
If she's a teacher, a normal
just
person.
Okay, so what about the teacher bae girl? From a couple years
What
ago.
about she's naturally built?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
And when somebody took her stuff off of her page
and posted
it on like industry and all them other
She
websites,
shouldn't have
Shade Room and all
viral.
them, she went viral.
Yeah, she did.
She went viral.
I mean,
why?
but
why?
sex
Why?
sells.
Because
Sex sells.
they saw her and they sexualized the way
But
the teacher looked at her classroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is unfair. That is definitely unfair. That is, she can't do nothing about that. But like, I've been a former teacher. I've heard them have conversations about that, about teachers, and it'd be like, damn, y'all gonna crucify her? Like she's dressed as a professional. Yeah. Like you
but
really
the fact that you took her dress as not you.
Yeah.
The fact that media as a whole took her dress as a professional and turned it into a sexual thing. They took it from her being in her classroom wearing she had a whole turtleneck dress on. She wasn't showing no skin.
None.
And they took it and they made her into this sexual thing. They took her and made her into an object that wasn't even a person anymore. It was like, that right there. I need that. Not her. I need that. This is what I want.
Teacher Bae. Like her name became Teacher Bae. Like not even what's her teaching name? What's the name?
She's not Miss Green.
Yeah, no, nothing. Like she's Teacher Bae. Like damn. Like just.
But why do you think that happens though?
Because people are creeps.
No.
It's gotta be.
Okay.
I mean, as a man.
Correct.
Why would you take what is a person? Because you teacher.
Yeah.
Why would you take a teacher in her natural state in her classroom? She wasn't trying to be provocative to nobody. This is how she dresses every day to go to work.
Because black women are over sexualized.
But why? But why? Like when you looked at it, what did you think?
Like me as a man, I'm not gonna lie. Like if a woman look good, I'm like, damn, she thick.
You know what I thought?
What
topic are we really talking about? Like what subject does she teach?
That's not what okay.
I'm married.
All right.
Now, like teacher Bae, like not for real. Like when you see her, like damn, she thick. That's a teacher.
Yeah.
Like damn, I'd be like, I'd have
Where
loved
was
to have.
my teacher at in that?
Exactly. I'd have been like, damn, I'd have loved to have that in high school. Like just to, not even like just a teacher to look at like that. Because all the teachers that I had were ugly. Maybe I would have paid attention more.
You think so?
Let me ask you. No,
no.
That's not that. I can argue that, and I tell you this: why does Footlocker only hire pretty women?
Because you don't want to look like you over here shopping in the.
But you already knew what shoe you wanted when you went.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
If I'm a 2 for 89 guy and everybody's ugly and the whole vibe is different, I can walk out of there with confidence like nobody saw me. But if the woman that's getting my shoes,
I get that.
I might need to be over here in this $200 rank because I don't want her to feel like I can't afford.
That's a fact.
Over there.
Like it's a store in Charlotte called DTLR, bro. They do not hire ugly looking women. And people go in there and spend money, especially like the dope boys, and flirt with the girls. But like to me, that's a strong bit, and they're not in their dress provocative.
Yeah.
They're not in like you can wear whatever you want to wear.
So you taking women out of a position of being a woman and put them into an object that's a selling tool.
Who? Well, I did.
Not you.
Well, I would say
that
actually, I'm just being real. I've been in sales, been in management, been in those things.
I mean, what happens when you walk into a Hooters or Twin Peaks? It's the same thing.
Honestly,
not you. I mean, they use them as a selling.
They use that as a selling tool to run the tab up. But in a sales role, I tell people all the time, it don't matter how well I can break down the sales process or do any of that. The CEOs, CTOs, CIOs, all these guys are normally older white males. me talking to them and you talking to them is gonna get a totally different response. Because when I send that email, first thing you're gonna do is look at me on LinkedIn. First thing you're gonna do is look at you on LinkedIn, and I guarantee you they're gonna take a meeting with you before they take a meeting with me.
Black women are running some of the most prominent.
You know why? Because they want to.
I've been in sales, and I was in construction sales. And if they saw me, I had to say my name was Jay. Where do you think Jared came from?
Well, construction is a little different.
Because in construction, they wouldn't take a meeting with me because they thought this chick don't know what she's talking about.
Right.
I had to put Jay in it, and I'll be like, Jay's setting a meeting with so and so, and I would show them. They'd be like, I was looking for Jay, and I'm like, that's me.
I'm Jay.
Miss.
Yeah.
Jay.
In the construction industry.
Okay, so let me ask. So I spin it back on you then. Oh, so you went and objectified a male to sell something?
I didn't.
You went and said the name was Jay based off the premise that if you put your first name on there, they knew you were a woman, they wouldn't talk to you. But if you said Jay, they'd be more inclined to take a meeting with you because they don't know. I'm just saying, you just got on us about that.
But that was just not over sexualizing myself to do anything.
Yeah.
I didn't say
that was not over sexualizing myself to do anything.
Saying, that was just male female. I wasn't saying it was over sexualizing.
But what I'm saying is I didn't over sexualize myself to sell anything. When I got there, they didn't want to meet with me until they found out I was Jay, and I was the one that was talking to them, and I was the one that was doing the stuff, sending them emails. I had that business at heart. It was like, so it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing, because if I was a woman, they would have been like, she don't even know what she's talking about.
Okay, but to his defense,
she don't even know what she's talking about.
To his defense, like he said, in the sales in his industry, if he goes,
I think it's the construction.
It was the construction.
I can see that.
I could see that.
But if you're in like technology sales or like,
do you think that a woman will get a better?
Most in this day and age, most definitely. I think you would definitely book a meeting before I do, because if I'm a CTO and I get called all day, I'm gonna go to LinkedIn. Who is this guy? So if you send me an email, I'm more inclined to have a conversation with you as a woman, because what profile that I mentioned is having this conversation. They would love to have a conversation with.
So why do you think that is, though? Why do you think that a person would rather speak with a woman than speak with a man?
Because I think traditionally,
y'all easier on the eyes.
Correct.
So you just
sexualize. I'm just being honest. That's what that is. Okay. That's what if I'm running a sales team, I'm going to have women also on the team that is able to be
they're able to get it done.
Easy on the eyes and had a hustle. You gotta have a mix. You can't just be easy on the eyes and then you can't sell.
That's a fact.
You gotta be a killer in sales. You know what I mean? But how many unsuccessful women have you seen in sales? Unsuccessful. Not a lot. Not a lot. Y'all can definitely get in place because men sexualize y'all and say, you know what? My rep that does XYZ, I would love to have her for a cocktail and happy hour. Why? Because you would appreciate having her in the mix. You going to conference meetings, the one-off travel trips, all that, whatever. They not inviting me. We know Krishan. He cool. I play golf with him. That's what I'm doing. But when
that's a fact though. Like, that is real. But that it also is a testament that Black women get shit done.
You know what I'm saying?
But do you think that's Black women or just women in general?
I think it's women in general, but I think from where we are now, I think Black women hold a level
I'm gonna say
it's women in general.
I'm gonna say from what I've seen, right, in my industry, like working at like a Title I school, right? Some of the best teachers, if not the best teachers in the school, were Black women. And it wasn't because, like, maybe they struggled in like how they did their lesson plans.
Yeah.
Or maybe they struggled in how, they taught the class. They needed some more instructional help.
Yeah.
But like their command.
You have my attention.
They're nurturing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about it. A woman can say something to you without even saying something.
That's real.
I've been in classrooms with white women who were supposed to be in control of high school age students and would go home crying.
I'm gonna be my substitute teacher.
Right.
It's gonna be rough.
Now think about the Black women we had as substitute teachers.
They ain't playing.
Oh, she's setting the tone at the door because she knows. So to me, when I see that, and growing up with a Black mother who I can say I've never seen fail. Anything that she's put her mind to it, she's done it. Same thing with my sister.
Yeah.
So when I look at it from that standpoint, shit, black women get shit done, bro.
So from a standpoint now, like you mentioned, like with the WAPs and you got Meg and you got these influencers now that it is from an outward experience. Like, do you feel like that is the right way, or there is the?
Honestly, I'm conflicted. And I say this, like you said, when you listen to Jocelyn's standpoint, right, of being told what you can do and what you can't do for so long.
Yep.
You do feel liberated.
Yeah.
But then also understanding that the value placed on black women, you being a nurturer of life, a giver of life, essentially you're going to be a mother, it's like, okay, how long y'all going to be doing that?
Right.
You know, because at a certain age, like you would get on a man for being 35 plus still in the streets.
Yeah.
At what age, you know, as a woman does the twerking get old or the OnlyFans get old? Like, I understand it because most men have gone through their dope boy phase, their gangster phase. It's a phase. So if you're going to give us a pass, we definitely have to give women a pass. But at what point, okay, is there a stopping point? Like, okay, did you secure the bag in your 4 or 5 years doing this? Okay, what's the next motive in life? What's the next goal? And I think that's where, I know for our generation, probably where we're at with it. I know the college students, the 20-year-olds, they probably like, I ain't got no worries, I'm young. Which, when you think about it, when we were that age, it's just the reason that we didn't have social media.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's really what it is. Think about, if y'all went to high school with me, y'all already know the parties I threw at my house on half a days. So just think about social media if we had that.
Man.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why me personally, I get a young generation low-key a pass for the most part. But I do say with that because you know, we all have to grow and time is just different.
Yeah.
But I will say, like for every action there's an opposite and equal reaction. So what you put out there is what you're gonna get back.
Most definitely.
So if you putting that out there, then understand everybody is not gonna be, oh, I want to take you out, I want to get you roses. Some niggas are gonna be like, yo, what up? I'm trying to hit.
Yeah.
And that's because that's what they see. So for me, I'm kind of conflicted. You know what I'm saying? Like, should women have songs that's liberated? Like, yeah, you should be able to sing WAP and all that. But do I think like you should be all over social media with it and, you know, dry humping a piece of fruit or vegetable? No, I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? But shit, do y'all thing. Yeah, I like watching it.
So so I'll ask you, John, like, where do you feel the culture now when it comes to actual sexualization of the black female? Like, where are we now? Like, even from a younger perspective and an older perspective, like what Zach said, like, you could grow out of this, don't grow out of this. I have my opinion, but I would love to hear, like, when you see this on social media, like, what do you see and feel?
So for me, it's like what he said. If you're younger and you're doing this, we all went through a whole phase where we kind of just did what we wanted, especially if you went to college and you just kind of kicked it and you did what you did. But as 39 and we still talking and we still doing this, I personally am not a person who's going to do the silhouette challenge.
Yeah.
I'm not about to post me doing the WAP song. I've actually never even heard the whole thing, honestly. But for me, it's like the challenge is that you tell us that you don't want us to do this and you don't want us to do that because we grown and we doing this, but y'all still singing too short. Y'all still singing too short. If somebody says, what's my favorite word, everybody about to yell out exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't.
So the girls too, though. It's not like
that's
just the women.
That's fine. But can we have our own thing? But can we have our own thing? Like, without having to like post it on social media, without having to be that chick that's doing the challenges with all this stuff. If we like it, we like it. If we sing the song and we with our friends, we gonna sing the song with our friends. But that don't make me no different. The difference is, like what you say, if you're looking for a woman who's going to be different, if you're looking for a woman who is not about that life, then why are you liking all these pictures?
Because we're visual, like you said, we're visual creatures.
But if that's not what you want, if what you perpetuate is, that's not what I want, but you tell everybody else in the things that you like and the things that you post and the things that you repost, this is what I like, then you confusing the hell out of us. Like, you confusing us.
I don't think it's the confusing out of y'all. It's okay. So you could take it was a competition thing that we talked about. You see what people like on Instagram and Facebook, and then you go on somebody's story. There's women now that I never would think, you know, I'm 35 right now, I never would think would be half naked on a story. 3-4 years ago, we'd never see it. Now, you don't mind twerking in the kitchen, half naked, cooking your meal, drinking your wine. Now what comes after that is a post. The niggas that's hollering at me is on absolute bullshit. Stay out of my DMs. Blah blah. All this. And what did you expect was going to happen?
Let me throw another little just little monkey wrench. Not because it is, but okay. Regardless of what people think and what people do, we are in the middle of a pandemic.
Most definitely.
So a lot of people are at home.
Bored.
They've been at home for a year.
Yeah.
Bored.
Yeah.
They've been at home by themselves.
Yeah.
Bored. And so now they're at a point where it's like, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nobody.
They in there like macaroni in the pot.
And they turkey in they draws, and because I mean we're bored.
Yeah.
Not we.
I mean like
we're bored.
I mean, but like we understand that. Like you know what I'm saying. Like we understand like for grown folks, you know what I'm saying, do grown up things.
Yeah.
But then like. And that's one thing I respected about Cardi. When she seen her daughter come around the corner, she cut it off.
No, she didn't. The WAP video came out.
I'm talking about like
she cut it off when the song came on.
She was at her crib on her Instagram, right? And the song was on.
And she cut it off.
And her daughter came around the corner and she cut it off.
Yeah.
And people was like, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing it." But she was like, "Listen, I make music for grown women."
Yeah.
She's like, when my daughter came around the corner, I cut it off. Like, I totally respect that. Why should a woman have to, you know what I'm saying, not feel liberated? Not celebrate her sexuality in a manner that she deems fit without being judged. Now, us as men, we do try to put like, well, you can do that, but you shouldn't have to get naked. Which
I feel like you can do that, but there's a level of ratchetness. Like I can listen to Meg and listen to Body, right? And then I could see, you know, maybe a plus size woman, small woman, whatever body you got, you gonna be yaddy yaddy. Like, well, that's you, that's cool.
Right.
But then I can go city girls with it, and I listen to them, and I'm like, bro, the stuff you saying is like, but that's the stuff.
I ain't got time for you fake ass hoes.
So, like, it's a different level. And then I think I see more of the city girl type vibe.
Right, and I think that
but
might
that's
be,
not but that's not I don't even want to say that's sexualization. That's a chick who's like, y'all been doing this to us. I want my money. I'm gonna get my money. How I'm gonna get my money? That's how we about to do everything about money. You want this? We about some money. That's a whole different.
That's prostitution.
If either one,
nobody said it wasn't. Nobody said it wasn't.
OnlyFans is prostitution.
Nobody said it wasn't.
Legal prostitution.
I mean, so how do you? Okay, so if that's the case, if it's prostitution, I ain't never seen too many guys go out in court and no prostitute. Normally you paying for what you got.
That's your weirdo.
Normally you pay for. Now if you're in Vegas, that's different because you know I guess you pay for the experience because I ain't never been to Vegas. But you know if we talk about prostitute, everybody doesn't think upper echelon.
Nah.
They don't think like the Vegas showgirl.
Yeah.
They think, okay, let me go down here to Prospect. Let me go down here to the city. You see what I'm saying?
But not even that. What about the industry chick who bobs between guys, who's not a prostitute per se, but when you with her, you gonna give her some money.
She ain't
like you gonna give her, you gonna break off something. That's not technically prostitution.
Did she give up some goods? Cause then it's like it's an exchange. It's an exchange.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like okay, I bought you a bag for some pussy. Like, low key, that's an exchange. Because like that's the culture. Like chicks, like you say, the city girls, they out here like, yeah, I'm fucking for a Birkin. Excuse my French. I'm having sex for a Birkin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to me, like that's prostitution, directly, indirectly. Like even for guys, when dudes be like, I don't pay for the box. Yes, you do. That haircut that you went and spent $30, $40 on was not to impress me in the club or another guy. It was to impress the female so you can get chose.
But let me bring this back. So if women have been over sexualized for all of this long, and you all have been exploiting it, not you, but the industry has been exploiting it for all this long. Why can women not take the power back and use it for their own?
And I'm with that part. But I think this is where it gets dangerous because us as black people, we smashing. So what are we doing? We having babies. So I commend Cardi for turning that off. But sometimes you see on the live where it's WAP and it's body yaddy yaddy, and your little 3-year-old daughter
knows
is in the
every
back,
word.
knows every word,
But she can't read.
but she can't read. And I ain't even gonna take it that far. That's rolling, but that's facts.
But that's
Hold on.
She don't know empowerment.
The
She
3-year-old
just know
daughter,
words.
she's there. She's doing body yaddy yaddy.
Yeah.
The mom is there.
Twerking.
Where's the dad?
No, I ain't. Hey,
I'm just asking the question.
we talking about.
The dad don't have no rights according to the state.
Let me go this. Let's just say this.
Where's the dad?
Let's just say this.
Listen, flag on the play. Unnecessary. We rocking. We just got. Look, this is the ExZachly My Point podcast.
This is a place for him.
This is a place. You're right. This is a place for him.
So let's go there. So you said, "Where's the dad?" Right? Okay. We only make those statements, I feel, as black women, not necessarily directed towards you, in situations like this. Because any other conversation, we want to be independent. We want to be self-made. We want to be self-driven. We want to be all this. But when it comes to influence of this little girl, where's the dad?
But for me, it's not even about the dad. It's like, where's the black family?
Don't matter. Don't matter.
It does matter.
At that point, you're a parent. And as a parent, with this little daughter, you body yaddy yaddy, and you city girls duck. You're a parent at that point. Ain't no where's the daddy. You're there. You're a parent. You're a parent. So we're teaching. They don't have the same mind state that you do right now, to where I want to be liberated during this silhouette challenge. You cognitively know that. You know what I mean? But this 3-year-old, I'm body yaddy yaddy now. I'm at school body yaddy yaddy, and you running with my sons. I got 3 boys. So the perception you putting out, I'm gonna tell my son, hey, I saw her on Facebook, IG, whatever, with her mama on body yaddy yaddy. So son, do what you gotta do. If that's what you're into, because you're gonna have to make your decisions as a teenager. I ain't gonna be with you 24/7. However, she can't come to my house. That's what I'm gonna tell my son. So we can't take a cop out and say, "Oh, where's his dad?"
No, I'm just.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I think that's the transition.
But I think like what we just touched on there is like the influence that we have, and not just with children, but then the black family.
Yeah.
Like women are celebrated for being independent to a certain extent,
and that's good.
That's good. I'm not gonna listen. Going to an HBCU. When Independent came out, she got her own house. Like that was rolling. They was strong.
But that's a great song, right? That's a great song, right? But being a black woman, and being a part of like the epitome of what a great woman is a quiet, pleasant.
To whose standards though?
We don't want that.
But we don't.
Exactly. But that's what we've been taught. So when you in school and you in class and you in college or you in whatever, and you in class and the teacher was like, you being too loud. You being too loud. You being aggressive. You this. You hard to deal with. You hard to do that.
You know where it's learned from?
I got 2 questions.
I
just asked her, how many black female teachers did you have?
In high school?
Period.
None. In college, I had 2.
So could that be to a certain extent or why you think like that?
No, it's because of even in the workforce, I was the one who was, Jay, if you could just bring it down a little bit. You're so passionate, but it comes off as being aggressive. That's what I've been told.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna speak my mind.
Me too.
I'm gonna tell you what I feel. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. But I don't feel like I'm being disrespectful when I tell you
Most
that.
Definitely.
But I've been told if you could just bring it down.
We get that as men all the time.
I understand that, but we talking about women.
Yeah.
But as a woman, you've been told you gotta be quiet, you gotta be this, you gotta be that, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. You can't be. Even now, you have I don't know if you guys have seen Kevin Samuels, but he is you gotta be less loud. You have to be this. You have to be that. You gotta be petite. You gotta do it like. That's not what we are. Like as black women, that's not who we've been.
I 100% agree, and to piggyback off of that, and I think Zach with this, you may agree, you may not.
Kevin Samuels is my guy.
He's your guy. This took some growth. Okay, I think women in this situation, looking at like sexualization and the culture that we're in right now, paying attention to the woman versus what real black men actually want. So what y'all see is she might be getting the attention, but the chick that's not, she may be getting the bag and the man. You know what I mean? Because for me, that's cool to look at. I'm gonna click, I'm gonna like, I'm not gonna be in your DM. But when it comes down to it, I'm taking the chick that's at the library home. You know what I mean? I'm taking the chick. She can do all of that silhouette challenge with me. I'm not choosing that.
I mean, and that makes sense. Like, but it totally makes sense. But the difference is that's not what people see.
Right, but I'm saying that's why I said, what are y'all looking at? Because I feel like y'all looking at other women.
And it's not even y'all. It's not like I don't.
Yeah. I'm saying that when it comes to women, I think we're looking at, oh damn, she doing that, she buzzing, she got 2,000 likes, she doing that, she doing this.
She getting to the bag.
She getting to the bag. She rolling. But are women literally looking at men and saying, what the hell do y'all want? The one that I want to marry me, connect with, build some shit with, is he really interested in that, or is that a fad or a phase? So whatever.
Regardless of who it is that you decide to build something with, and who you decide to, when you see a person, you look at their brain or you look at what they look like. The decision when I first meet you, initially it's physical. Initially it's physical, but after dinner and the movie, I already know whether or not this is gonna be tonight or this is gonna be a future.
Even if you get to the dinner or the movie portion, because with some of that, like. And like me and Krishan have talked, like, you don't determine your value, the market determines your value. So if you putting off a stigma like it's easy to get hit, niggas is not gonna wine and dine you. They're gonna put the full court press on you. So are you wrong for that when that's what you put out?
And even though y'all are looking at it as liberation, some are looking at it as liberation, or I was told I can't do this and now I am. To us, it's like, well, shit, that's what y'all put out there, that's what y'all gonna get. You not putting your life goals alongside what y'all doing with the
Because you might get the 9 to 5 guy who's securing the bag and the nigga a freak too.
You might get all of that.
You might get all of that. Like, it's guys out there like
working your whole story.
And then you want the guy, I want the guy who's the president of his own Fortune 500 company. He has an 820 credit score. He has this. You can't ask for that and you putting out that. No. You know, just like I can't be out here with guns and drugs and different women in every picture and think I'm gonna find me a Proverbs 31 woman.
I've seen women that may have a twerk video, but they might be a real estate agent or it might be a doctor or whatever it is. But you see that hustle too. You see what I'm saying?
So you see the different facets of it.
You see the difference.
Not she ain't twerking
so
in
you
an
can
apartment.
see them on a sexual level, and then you can see them on a non-sexual level.
I can see both. So if I only saw the twerking, and we go to happy hour, we go to happy hour.
What you want to drink? You want some drinks? You want some shots?
We're drinking. We going to the club. We popping bottles. You going home?
Bro, you trying to do all that?
That's just for me. I'm gonna do that.
Do we even have to go through all that? Because it's a $40 bottle at the liquor store. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, let's just be real, because that's how a lot of guys, you know, when they see that, that's their mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I imagine it does make it hard for the natural 9 to 5 woman who's putting in the work, who's trying to be a good woman, who's securing the bag, who has a degree. Like, damn, what do I have to? The men that are left are slim pickings. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's not like we want to over sexualize women. A lot of men are not even into that. Like, after a certain stage, like, okay, well, this is what I want to build with. This is what I want to bring home. This is what I want my kid, you know, call the mother. They don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, it's a phase. You know what I'm saying? When I was in college and in my late 20s, early 30s, like, yeah, where it's at. But now that I'm older, stability matters. Presentation matters. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, you know, the ExZachly My Point podcast takes off, and my wife got Instagram naked photos, so when we walk in the office, they're like, oh yeah, jawbone. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm like, well damn, I can't sign this $7-figure million, you know what I'm saying? I can't sign this 7-figure contract, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that matters. And that's just where, you know, we get to a certain point. Like, I'm off on, like you said, it did take growth. At first I was like closed-minded. Nah, you shouldn't be out here being sexual. But a lot of that was, I ain't gonna lie to you, because I grew up in a traditional church.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So it was always, you know, women come to the church in a knee-length dress. Even if it was business casual, you know what I'm saying? So like, when you step into certain situations and they don't fit that norm, it's like, oh, she trying to, but it's like I had to grow out of that. Like, you know, some of them were just naturally built like that. Like she can't help her clothes fit her like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she can't help that. So it did take a level of growth for me. Also having a niece.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Having a niece. And just having, you know, like genuine female friends.
Yeah.
You know, where you don't see them as like a sexual object. Like you see them as the woman they are, the person they are. Like that took growth for me because I had to like get out of that over sexualization stage and, you know, not see women as just, oh yeah, I'm trying to smash. Like, you know, like this is a person here with a heart and a mind and feelings. You know what I'm saying? So I have to get
put that approach into every woman that you meet?
Who, me?
Yeah. Do you put that, she's not just this, she has feelings and a thought and a mind. Do you put that into every woman that you meet?
I mean, if I was out here, yeah, but no, I take that back. If I was out here, probably not. Because I'm a reciprocate the energy that you're giving off. Like I can't ask for nobody to treat me like a king and I'm out here living like a peasant. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it would definitely be based on, you know what I'm saying, I guess the situation I would be in, you know, if I was still out there in that light. But, you know, that's just me. I can't speak for everybody else. You know, like, because you have guys that, you know, will wife the strippers. You know, they want to court them and all that. Like, I mean, that's you, bro. Do that. I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I know if I holler at a stripper, I know what my intent is. So that's just me. You know, I can't speak for everybody else. But in general, you know, like, the respect for black women, you know, shouldn't just be based off, you know, what they do sexually for you. I will say that. Or, you know, the eyes or anything like that. You should just respect black women just because they black women and they dope. You know, they're human beings. You know what I'm saying? They've held not just black men down, but they've held every facet of life down in some form or fashion, even when they didn't want to. You know, even when there wasn't no other option for them. So, you know, as I've grown, my level for respect for black women, you know what I'm saying, has, you know, changed because it's like, damn, when you really sit back and think about what all the black women have had to endure, you know, what they bring to the table, you know, and certain standpoints for some men, you know, how they had to be their counselor, you know, their provider, their this and their that. It's like, man, you should have a different level of respect for black women. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it. The over-sexualization, you know, it's a whole bunch of topics we could open up with that, but, you know, when it boils down to it, man, you know, the black woman deserves to be put on the highest pedal possible. You know, just for, you know, what she's had to endure, what she's had to go through, and what she continues to have to go through. You know, and I think that's the biggest thing. It shouldn't be about how could you objectify them or anything like that. Like, black women, like I said earlier, they get shit done. You know, and that's what it basically boils down to it for me. How about you?
I definitely agree. Like, women shouldn't necessarily be looked at just for their sexual appeal. Like, we have more than just that, just because that's the first thing that you see, even if there are times that we're not trying to portray that. If a woman walks down the street in jeans and a full cover-up t-shirt, first thing, damn, girl, you look good. So, I mean, for me, it's not about what we can do differently. It's about what others can help us do differently. Meaning, if you see us, the first thing that you say about us shouldn't be, damn, your ass is big. It should be like, hey, queen, how you doing today? I have to be queen. Hey, ma'am, how you doing today? Hey, miss, how you doing today? The fact that the first thing that you say about us is something physical means that you sexualize us to begin with. So for me, moving forward, it's like, what can you do differently so that when you approach a woman, it's not about the first thing that you see or the first thing that you say about her is the first thing that you see about her sexually.
I get that. I totally get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't argue that. I can't dispute that. I'd be a fool if I did. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like go back to, like, even on your top podcast when you said if she didn't know your real name.
Right.
Off of that, like, just off conversation. If I hollered at you and said something that wasn't nice, that got your attention, you're not interested, obviously, but if you fed into that, then I already know what this is.
Right. And I think that's just like, you know what I'm saying, as we get ready to wrap this up, because we could talk about this all night. Because this has been going on for, you know what I'm saying, for decades, centuries, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, at the end of the day, I say this, you know what I mean? Black men do have to do a better job of being the gatekeeper for black women. And that's in all facets of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if we're doing business together, making sure that I'm opening the door up for this sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if I made it in this meeting, like, I need you to get in this meeting too. We're gonna figure a way out. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna give you the game so when you go to a meeting, you're prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with finances, if you out here getting money and you got a girl and you ain't showing her how to get money, then you're not being a gatekeeper for her. You know what I'm saying? And I think as men, we definitely need to do a better job of you know what I'm saying, putting our women on game.
One step further, when she walks out the room, the conversation should only be about the things that she brought in, not the things that she looks like. Like, for us, it's like, thanks for helping us come into the room.
Agenda
thanks for getting us into the room. But when we walk out the room and it's the boys' club again, don't perpetuate the stereotype when we leave the room. Damn, she was fine. Y'all know, Don't
So
do
do
that.
women have that though? Like, do women do that? They don't have like the girls' locker room talk.
There is a girls' locker room talk, but it's nowhere near the boys' club. There is a girls' locker room talk. There
Okay,
is.
because I don't want to make it seem like women are just so innocent. You know what I'm saying? Because I walk past women and I've heard some things like.
But we're talking about
like you, me
perpetuating
too.
stereotypes.
You know?
We're talking about
I get you. I understand.
over-sexualization of women.
I understand.
Even if a woman walk in the room and she in sales and she the finest thing in the room and y'all can't hold y'all breath for nothing. When she walk out the room, she be like, damn. Forget what she had to say, because nobody was paying attention to that. She sold. Damn, she was fine and all. Like, that shouldn't be the conversation. And if there are people who are having the conversation, you should squash it. Just like women tell women, you shouldn't be gossiping behind my back. If somebody's talking about you behind my back, you need to squash it.
So like, what is a good compliment? Like, before we let it go, like, put the men on game. Like, what is a good compliment? Like even if let's just say if this is locker room talk, right? And we're around them, and like, what is, like, if a woman is fine, how can we say, like, you know, man, dang, she's bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, not even from a standpoint of like it being sexual or anything like that. Like, she's just a fine looking woman.
So what you just said was great. Why does it have to be, man, but that ass and then like, that's the thing that goes past where you are. To say a woman is beautiful, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. It's going beyond that. And then, or when you first meet a woman, damn, you got a fat ass. Like, okay, it gives us a little pump up, but nobody wants to hear that. Like, we don't need to hear this and that. And you are a beautiful woman.
Understandable.
Love to hear it all day long.
Understandable. So, you know, first and foremost, I think this was a damn good conversation.
Most definitely.
I definitely have to thank you for coming in and pushing the agenda today, pushing the envelope. Definitely had us on our toes. Man, she came in throwing some punches because she is a mass communication major
Out here,
just to let y'all know.
You didn't say mass communication.
Now, what did you say? Excuse me? What did you
media.
say? Media
Production.
Media production major.
You don't listen.
I didn't listen. I wasn't objectifying you though. I just have a bad memory. Yeah.
It's okay.
All right. So, bro, look, listen. Before we get out of here, definitely tap your business in again. Where can they find the cookie lady at?
IG, Facebook, Brown Sugar Cookie KC. Brown Sugar SUGAH.
Hey, Saul, come here, bro. Like, we
on in here.
We gotta hop on in,
Like,
man.
I
Come
ain't
here.
getting it.
Listen, man, I got the dopest media guy
Who
who don't want to come to the camera because he's shy. But I got one of the dopest media guys out here, so I'm gonna make sure that he leaves his information on this episode. So when you log in on our YouTube page, you'll see his handle. That cool with you, Saul? Can we get that? And then he don't even.
There you
want
go,
to
say
talk.
that.
Sean, where we at, bro?
Oh man, we're at Studio Plus. Definitely thank my wife for allowing us to use this space. So.
Thanks, sis.
Yes.
You got on me because I didn't thank you last time, so I want to say thank you for allowing us to be here this evening. We really do appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts here at the Exactly My Point podcast.
See, Zach said it. He came through, babe. So yeah, definitely appreciate you for doing that. Also, want to give a quick shout again. I said at the beginning, my boy Jerron Moore doing some great things. He's from Kansas City. He's in LA with this clothing line. It's called Say It Loud. So make sure you stop by. The t-shirt that I'm wearing today is from him and his line. He's doing some very creative things. Chris Paul actually rocked his fit as well. So big ups to him. You can tap in with him at sayitloud.shop on IG and on the website as well. Make sure you order up and support the cause, man. Black people doing some amazing things.
Man, so I want to shout out to all the hustlers, the entrepreneurs, doing it the legit way. You know what I'm saying? I think we always have a stigma of we have to resort to, you know, the streets to succumb to that. So I want to really give a shout out to all the people that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? So like my homegirl Zandria with the Lattimore Foundation out in Charlotte, North Carolina. Big ups to Zandria. My boy J.A., James Allen down in Atlanta and his podcast. Big shouts out to him. Reese Robinson with Playbook of Life Clothing out of Charlotte, North Carolina. My guy Antoine Blunt, you know what I'm saying, with Crimson and Kings. So A lot of my peers that I've tapped in with, I just want to say, man, I see y'all out here. I look forward to working with y'all. I try to leave y'all a jewel before we get up out of here. I'm not going to get into too much of one. I'm going to say that for the next time around. I got a special one. But I'm going to just leave it with this, man. Perception is reality. How you are perceived is how you will be judged. Keep that in mind. If it wasn't like that, you wouldn't get dressed up to go to a job interview. Your image is everything. But with that, we're human. Treat people as such, especially the black women after all they've done for us. So men, our best ability is accountability, right? So I'm challenging all the black men to be more accountable with being the gatekeepers for black women, all right? So that's it, man. We're going to get up out of here again. This was episode 8. I appreciate all my love and support from all our followers, man. I really appreciate that, man. Y'all continue to tap in with us. Check the fan page out on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? That's the Exactly My Point, the podcast. Check us out on Instagram at EX_ZACH_LY_ my point. Once you do that, click the follow button. Click that link in the bio too. It'll take you over to our YouTube channel. Hit that and subscribe to that, man, and check this next episode out, man. As always, man, I'm in the kitchen cooking this thing up, man. Peace.